Hello, everybody, for another episode of the Gradient League Neon Edition. I am your host, Devil Toad DM, and I've got my players here just waiting to introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, this is Frog and Loathing, and we are back today with more Pokemon Pastel. Yes, that's right, we're playing the villains this time. This time, all hell breaks loose whenever we actually have to break into a compound and fight off the Neon players. Introducing the Neon players. Go ahead, guys.
Yo, my name is Durst. No, I'm kidding. My name's Germ. I play Bri Bri, and I never fucking learned how to read.
I'm Nicole, or Josephine, as you may know. I've got nothing funny to say. Moving on.
And I am Matt, or in-game Jefferson, and I feel like that Rhyhorn probably ruptured his spleen in that last little bit.
And I'm Tommy. I'm your friend. We can always be friends, right? As long as
I
you
think
don't
so.
I don't trust Tommy.
don't
There's
miss
something
your
weird about
payment.
you.
Don't miss. You don't fuck with my money, all right? Tommy will give you a couple Band-Aid boo-boos. You just worry. All right. So where we last left off, you guys had just returned from Route 6 to the Pokemon Center after a encounter with a Rhyhorn. You had saved this last from some rubble that had been fallen on her by an earthquake. Some Voltorbs had been agitated by the same earthquake, and you had to navigate around them to be able to get to her. Eventually, calming them down with the help of Kieran, to convince them that you meant them no harm, and you were in there to get the girl out and get her to safety. And as you did, a creature that a very very sick Rhyhorn was leaking this green sludge from its eyes, its mouth, and its rear end was immediately enraged upon seeing you and attacked you in a panic. The battle waged on. Ralph was stomped into submission, as was Jefferson. The two of them unconscious until Bri slammed a Pokeball into the Rhyhorn and captured it successfully. After doing so, as I said, you've made it back to the Pokemon Center. You've treated up your wounds a little bit, um, and we'll say it's the next morning. You've slept through the day. It was several hours of hiking while you were out there, and the battle took quite a bit too, along with the slow journey back. So we awake the next morning after resting up, healing your wounds. Jefferson, his chest, your chest is very sore, even with your injuries healed. You ache quite a bit. Josephine, you feel a little better. You were sick before. It appears that
Mhm.
sickness is passing. But it's the next morning. What do
I
we wanna do?
I look to Tommy, and I'm gonna say, Tommy, I think it's time that you went and saw a beach.
Well, if you're absolutely certain, I don't mind taking our time on this journey. You know, every journey is an adventure. Let me tell you a story. This one time when I was just a little boy, my dad he took me fishing. My pop, and we went fishing. We went out to the river, and we were fishing for some Magikarps. We were gonna catch the Magikarps, and we were gonna let them go because it's just a little bit of sport with us. And the Magikarp scales, they're tough enough that the hooks don't hurt them none. So we were out there fishing, and my dad he told me, you know, Tommy, not everything about the adventure is about the end of the journey. And so I've been living my life like that ever since. We take this adventure one step at a time, and we'll get there when we get there. But I think right now, I think the best thing to do is to make sure that everyone is okay.
I agree with that honestly, and after what happened yesterday, I mean, I can only imagine how everyone must be feeling. You know, when we all get the chance, I'd like to go back and I'd like to collect a sample of that murky water. I have a few jars on me. Um, I'd like to find out more about it. Maybe just find someone who can look more into that water.
Well, I've heard tell of these fellers named the Pokemon Professors. I see. I'm. Let me tell you all a story. He's gonna put his foot up on one of the benches in the Pokemon Center living room, and he's like, "Just a few months ago, when I was just a little boy, I participated in the Kanto Open, and I was able to procure my trainer's license, and in doing so, I met this man named Professor Dragonblood, and I've been know about Pokemon professors ever since."
Well spoken, Tommy. I you're very wise, and I appreciate all that you have to say, all the stories that you tell us. They're great, and I appreciate you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have been able to help. Um, we wouldn't have been able to save that girl the other day. So thank you again.
Why, thank you very much.
I want to go ahead and look to I want to go ahead and look to the rest of the party and sort of see how they want to spend the day today. Because obviously, I'll accompany Tommy to the beach, but just kind of want to get everyone else together and see what they want to do.
Bri is just gonna
Josephine's
be
not
like,
really.
oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, sorry. Josephine's just gonna kind of. She's like taking Ralph out at some point, and she's just kind of holding him, and she's just like talking to him, and you can see that they're kind of like in their own little space, just kind of talking to each other and making sure that each other is like okay, like emotionally as well from the other day. So
Right.
yeah, she's not really here.
Yeah. I definitely get that. I I I kind of want to actually go over to Josephine. That just reminded me. And I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna say, is Ralph doing okay?
Josephine just kind of sighs, and she's just like, "Well, he's seen better days, isn't that right, little buddy?" And she's gonna give him like the tiniest little like fist bump, but like with her finger.
Oh, it's adorable.
He
Um,
he like closes his eyes a little bit, like not like flinching or wincing, but just closing his eyes whenever you poke him. And he looks up to you, um, and the eyes get a little bigger, a little more bright and glossy. And you hear like a shrill little hum coming from him, um like the buzz of electricity.
Cry for real. It's fine.
Jefferson,
Mm.
Cindy, um, she seems very worried about you. Where would you be after resting up?
Probably just kind of sitting around on one of the couches with the rest of them. Jefferson's not unaccustomed to Pokemon having injured him. Now, granted, that one was much larger and stronger than anything he's dealt with before, but he's gonna power through. And upon Kieran asking what everybody else kind of wants to do for the day, Jefferson says he's gonna try and somewhat take it easy and go with Kieran and Tommy to the beach.
Okay. Cindy's on your shoulder, and you can see on her face that she looks worried. Like her usual bright and cheerful chirping eyes are more relaxed, like almost contorted into a frown, as she's always cocking her head to the side and looking at you, giving you a few pecks to get your attention, just checking on you every now and then whenever you sit still for too long, just relaxing and trying to avoid moving around too much because of your soreness. And whenever you do that and you sit still, that's when she starts to get worried, and she just pecks you to make sure you're still awake.
So every time she pecks Jefferson, he's gonna like reach up and kind of like one finger pet her under her beak,
No.
just kind of let her know like it's all right.
Whenever you do that, she relaxes a little bit more. And she does that thing that birds do whenever they go to lay down to sleep, and she just puts one wing over her head and curls up on your shoulder.
oh,
Um, Relaxed and happy you're all right. Um, Dink you. Um, I think Thank You isn't as worried for you anymore, and is instead like almost proud of you, like really happy that you were able to do what you were able to do. And Dinky, while she's out, um, is almost clinging to you with admiration, um, like the little stalks uh, of her antenna going over your shoulders, and she's just hanging down with her face turning away from your back, so it's almost like gripping on backwards, hanging on like a backpack onto your back. Or if you move her around, it'll be like a baby Bjorn. She just latches herself on with her antenna and sits right there on your chest.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the backpack approach. and Bri is just gonna have one hand on one of her antenna and just like rubbing his thumb and being like, "Yesterday was so dope. This was one of the best experiences with you. You did fantastic."
That's gonna make you can't see her face, but it's gonna make her beam. What you will see is like the antennae are going to light up even brighter, like almost buzzing with electricity whenever, like a light bulb kicking on. That's kind of what it sounds like that faint huns, 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 um, and the clicking that comes with it. But you could tell that compliment made Dinky quite happy, like to be acknowledged by you, make sure that you're safe, and then also like the abilities that you were able to show off. Um, Kieran, do you have your Pokemon out?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have Moxie out this time, and I'm gonna be kind of like brushing her coat and everything just with my fingers, and making sure that making sure that she's well taken care of, doesn't have any like knots in her fur or anything like that. Um, and I'm gonna tell her that uh, I know that you haven't really had much of a chance to shine yet, but I promise I'm gonna give you that opportunity real soon, okay, Moxie? And I'm gonna go ahead and like kind of pet her behind the ears.
Moxie has no idea what you're talking about, but she's
That's
totally down for it. She's super happy. She's got like the big smiling dog face. She's panting and everything. But she doesn't know what you mean. She has no idea like the trials that you guys went through with the Rhyhorn or the Voltorb. But she's just like happy you're giving her the attention. She's enjoying the affection. Now that you guys have rested up, you've got your Pokemon about you. Is it time for you guys to try and roll out to the beach?
Yeah, I'd say so. At least I'm ready.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hey, Bri, did they say anything interesting about your Rhyhorn when you had them check it out?
Oh, I didn't even question it. I should go down there and find out.
So you take your Pokeball back to the counter. Nurse Roy is there. He seems to be filling out papers. Oh, I'm hello. Can I help you?
Oh yeah, I was we stayed here overnight, but I brought my Pokemon in to get healed, and there was I just caught this one, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
I'm sorry. What do you mean? I
Well,
We used the healing machine. Um, he should be all fighting fit.
I like haven't summoned it yet, so I don't know if it's back to normal, but it's it it's like a okay. So since we spent the night, I've
Mhm.
had time to look at the Pokedex,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So I know that this is a Rhyhorn.
Yes.
Okay. So Bri is gonna kind of explain this thing's like twice its normal size, and uh, it 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 poisoned us,
It
but it's a Rhyhorn.
poisoned you.
Yeah.
See, I'm no expert on Pokemon. Uh, that does sound strange. Um,
Do you know like any specialists or like
yeah, yeah.
professors nearby?
Nearby is relative, but you might be able to take transportation to get there. Um, so there's a professor out in Pallet Town. His name is Professor Snowbed. He's been researching mysterious happenings that have been happening throughout the region. There's been some strange evolutions of Pokemon, and that seems to be his field of research. He put out a bounty board or a bounty on the bounty board not too long ago, and I think he's got the same one in all towns. He's pretty adamant about trying to get trainers to help out with his research.
Okay, okay, right on. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Rye horn, not right on, right? Ha.
He's like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's like, I do not understand the evolution, and therefore
I'm
do not
sorry.
understand the joke.
I'm here all the time, so I don't get a lot of time with friends.
I was
So
like, haha, keep that joke hidden.
Well, you
Thanks.
know what, Nurse Roy? You're my friend. We're gonna be
oh,
best
Oh,
friends.
oh, thank you. All right. Well, maybe we can maybe someday I'll get my license and we can go on a Pokemon journey together.
Heck yeah, dude. That'd be totally rad.
All right. Well, I I I do have the rest of my shift still. If you need any help, just let me know.
Right on, will do. And then Bri gonna immediately head out the doors to go look at the bounty board to see if he can find the posting from Professor Snowbed.
Yeah, you'll find the posting from Professor Snowbed. And it reads pretty much just exactly like he had mentioned. It's calling for a research assistant needed. Professor Snowbed is researching strange mutations in Pokemon.
Awesome. I'm gonna go
He's
ahead and
located
snag
is
that from the board.
okay. His laboratory is located in Pallet Town, as it mentioned. He will have a phone number and a pager number as well.
Ooh, heck yeah. Cool. I'll assuming we haven't left the Pokemon Center yet, Bri is gonna meet back up with the crew.
Okay. Yeah, you'll head back inside. Um, and the remaining three of you, you see Bri come back in. He's got a flyer that had been posted to the bounty board outside.
What you got there, buddy?
Bri is gonna go ahead and show them and be like, "Yo, there's this professor over in Pallet Town. He's researching mutations on Pokemon, and
Oh,
Nurse Roy couldn't really explain the whole poison attribute thing. So I feel like that's gonna be our best bet."
okay. Um, yeah, we could definitely go to Pallet Town. I feel like there was some reason we were heading there anyway. Wasn't it already to see Snowbed? Because I know that was one of the missions we had already on a bounty. Let me see if I have notes on it. So I did put down Professor Snowbed in Pallet Town, so I think we may have heard of Professor Snowbed once before.
You saw his
Well, we
bounty on
did
the
look
board
at the
already.
bounty board before, so I think we just seen it and then like
Oh,
skipped
okay.
over it because there were others
Maybe
that
so.
would quicker
There were
money.
things that were more local.
Right. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down. Um, we've already
Nurse
done the
Roy
battle advice.
is gonna say, "Hey, Bri,
Oh, what's up, Nurse Roy?
hey, so since we're friends and everything, I figured I might help you out a little bit if you want. Like, I'm not supposed to help out trainers too much if they're on their Pokemon journeys, but if you and I are friends, I think that's all right, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We should
So,
probably like meet like outside of the building just so it's not like official Poke Center business.
oh yeah. He's gonna like take off his name tag, set it on the counter, and then just like walk in front of the counter, and say, yeah. So really, all I wanted to tell you was, if you were trying to get to Pallet Town faster, you could take Diglett Cave. Diglett Cave will take you to Pewter City. And then you just have to you'd be able to hike the rest of the way, or if you needed to take a taxi, you could have someone drive you to Pallet Town, but the quickest way would be to take the train in Diglett Cave.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you, my dude.
Yeah, of course. And he's gonna walk back behind the counter and put the name tag back on and whistle like,
Oh yeah. Okay. So Diglett Cave then. Um, I wonder how much the train charges. Um, I guess we could go check that place out. I
Yeah.
mean, we should probably
Well,
let
yeah, we
old
can
old
do
Tommy
stuff here
boy.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
so we're all set here. Nothing else we gotta do.
Just enjoy the sun a little bit and enjoy the beach while we're here. And I think we're good to head out. At least I am.
All right. Well, you hear that, Pebbles? You hear that, Bud? I think it's time we get to go to the beach. And you'll see that Spud is going to shuffle a little bit, leaving a couple clods of dirt on the ground whenever he shakes the stalk on top of his head, shuffling the leaves, um, and Pebbles, her eyes, they're gonna close shut with a big smile, and they're gonna do like that donkey smile where their lips turn up, and you just see all of their teeth, and they'll walk outside. You can see that Tommy was already dressed for the occasion. He's put on his swim trunks, and he's carrying with him like a plastic pail and shovel.
Hell yeah.
You'll exit
Um,
the Pokemon Center and begin heading down the road towards Vermilion Beach, and the sights of the city will will be flooding back to you. This place already kind of seems like home, the first city in your Pokemon journey, and you're pretty familiar with the place, having been here just shy of a week. You guys want to roll me some perception checks to see what Pokemon you might see around the city as you walk around?
The perception.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
got a 12.
An 8.
I keep
Got a
rolling so fucking bad today.
5. You should just get some new dice.
Yeah. Let me just get a new PC real quick. I'll be right back.
Um,
Just F5 it,
Log
reload
back
the
in.
page.
uh, Kieran and Bri, what you'll see some of the common city Pokemon. You'll see some Pidgeys, some Rattatas. The Rattatas will be scurrying around in between alleyways. It's not like they're like out in the streets and stuff, and you're seeing them all the time. But as you walk past alleyways and whatnot, you see them like eating through the trash and stuff. And Pidgeys are perched up on the tops of buildings. They are pretty common. You'll see them pretty much everywhere. Um, Josephine, as you're walking around, you'll see a Trubbish is in an alleyway. It seems to be digging through the trash and adding some pieces onto itself, like adding it into its own trash bag. You'll see it pull out a banana peel and slip it into the bag that it's got. And then Jefferson, what you'll see, it's almost going to be like in the blink of an eye. And if you weren't looking so intently around the city, like if you weren't on such high alert, because I would imagine you're still sort of uncomfortable being in city life. If you weren't focusing so intently, you would miss it. But there's this small little fluff ball of a Pokemon that darts between two buildings. You see it jump from roof to roof, and you hear like the quick scratching of claws on concrete while it's running. Its feet tapping against the roof of that building as it runs.
Can I follow it?
Sure. Yeah.
Like have Cindy fly up so she can keep an eye on it to kind of guide me which direction to go.
Yeah. You'll be following it, and the three of you guys who are with Jefferson, you see Jefferson sort of trail off for a moment. He seems to be looking up at the rooftops. He wanders away from the group for a moment. Do you guys follow?
Uh,
You, I'm gonna turn around and kind of poke Cindy to kind of get her awake and like point for her so she takes off. I'm gonna be like, you guys can head on to the beach if you want. I promise I'll catch up. I just need to know what it is I'm looking at.
no. All right. I'll head that way. Dude, I don't think I have any beach clothes. Is there anywhere I could like swing by on the way to the beach on that
Yeah,
note?
for sure. This is a big tourist
Okay.
town, so there's plenty of places that are
Hell
um,
yeah.
plenty of clothing shops that might be selling clothes for cheap. Um,
Dope.
yeah, so Jefferson, you'll send up Cindy, and she's going to be flying, and as she flies, following this fur ball that you saw, the the color of the fur whenever you had first looked at it was like an off white. Continue to follow it, and you'll walk down past probably another 3 or 4 buildings before Cindy seems to stop, and she just sort of like flaps to hover in place. And you hear her chirping really, really fast. And then what you see is this small creature, only maybe a foot tall, is going to jump up lightning quick on uh, the railing of the roof, and it's got these 2 arms that stick up, really lanky arms, and fists that hang forward, and it's holding a stick in one hand, and it's squatting. It's got this pig snout, these really angry eyes, and it seems to be yelling at Cindy and shaking the stick
I love Mankey.
like that.
So Cindy is curious, so I feel like she's not gonna be intimidated by it screaming and more interested in like what it is, especially for us not having come from this region. So I think she would attempt to move in closer. Is there any way for Jefferson to like get up that building or
Yeah,
like get closer?
you'll see a fire escape.
Okay, so Jefferson's gonna start to climb the fire escape, kind of like Cindy. I don't know what that thing is. Don't get too close.
Okay. So Cindy will continue there. The Mankey that now that we know. Do you want to use your Pokedex by the way to try and identify it? It's just an action, and we're not in combat
Uh,
or anything.
yeah. That I would figured I probably would have once I got towards like a more
Okay,
like
like
direct
closer.
line of sight of it.
Sure. Yeah. So you will get closer, and it's standing right up on top. So like just being on the street. This is probably only like a 1-story building, so it's not super high up. Um, and it's as you shuffle through the Pokedex, your encyclopedia, you'll eventually find Mankey, the pig monkey Pokemon. And you'll see as you're reading through everything about it, like the data that they've collected on this Pokemon, they're typically about a foot, 1 foot 8 inches tall. This is much smaller. It's maybe a foot. A much smaller Mankey than what you would normally see out in the wild, and you can see that that shortness that comes with it has not deterred it at all, and in fact has made it a little bit speedier, if anything. So as you begin climbing up the ladder to get up um, to the roof, you begin to hear Cindy chirp very rapidly.
Okay, so like,
Yeah, you just hear her chirping, trying to get your attention. She's on the front of the
so
building.
like
You're like on the side where like the alleyway is.
I'm still on the ladder.
Yeah,
I'm gonna attempt to like maneuver myself on this ladder so I can see towards her.
as you
I
look
might
in her
call out like what.
direction, you see her like frantically trying to get your attention. She points with her wing, and you look up to the top of the ladder, and that Mankey is standing there with a cinder block, and he drops it.
Oh my god.
Oh, oh my God.
uh, well,
Gonna hit you.
I yeah, I'm gonna get hit with a cinder block. Uh, what was it?
Gonna deal 13 physical
13.
damage.
Okay. Uh, do I take my defense off of that
Yeah,
or just straight 13?
yeah.
Okay.
Minus your defense.
That's that. Um,
To begin
yeah.
shouting again, like
I'm gonna. Jefferson is gonna. Now, how did that brick hit him? Because I'm assuming it didn't hit me in the top of the head.
no, you like shielded yourself a little bit with one of your hands. One arm still on the ladder, sort of hugging it, and then
So
you
it kind of just
covered
like
your
scraped down his back.
yeah. And
Okay, so I'm gonna. He's gonna kind of curse under his breath as the brick like slides off of him, and he's like, "You know what? I was gonna try to be nice, and now I don't think I'm going to. You freaking pig
You freaking
monkey."
frick.
Yeah, that's what you called it, pig monkey. So Jefferson's gonna attempt to finish climbing up the rest of this ladder as long as this thing doesn't have any more Looney Tunes actions going on.
you s- you see it skitter away from the top of the ladder where you were. You make it a couple more rungs, and as you're like climbing up the rest of the ladder, you see that it's got its arm all the way back and has a rock in its hand, and it throws it at you.
Drop
Okay,
the
can
rock.
Cindy use quick attack to like knock that rock away and not hit me?
Yeah, you could try.
Quick attack? 17.
Okay. Yeah. 17. Your Cindy is going to dart forward and hit this thing in the hand, knocking the rock out of its hand. It's not going to deal a whole lot of damage to it, but that wasn't really the full intent. But but yeah, you've knocked the rock out of its hand, and it looks shocked. It looks over at Cindy like, ah.
Alright, so
Um,
I'm gonna like finish pulling myself up, and I'm gonna be like, alright, monkey. we were I was just a little curious, and now you've made me mad. So I think it's time that you and I had a little bit of a more heart to heart conversation, and by heart to heart I mean Cindy growl at it.
we are going to let's do an initiative first. Um,
Okay.
so what is Cindy's speed?
Cindy's is 11.
11. Okay. Um, so this thing's gonna get to go first. We'll consider that last one like
Okay.
a surprise round, right? Cindy wasn't
Yeah.
surprised, but you were. So, what is Jefferson's
Right.
speed? You said 5?
11.
Oh, 11. So Jefferson's is 11 and Cindy's is 11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So Minky's gonna go first, and then you can choose whether you or Cindy go next. Um,
Okay.
so Minky's gonna go first. He's gonna like slowly approach you. Like see you don't appear to be like trying to attack it right now. Like it realizes like Cindy was just trying to stop it from hitting you. So it approaches you very slowly. You climbed up the ladder and it walks up, still just maybe 10 inches tall. Now that you've gotten a good look at it, looks up at you.
Okay.
It's holding its stick. It's like dragging it behind it. Looks up and goes, "Oh!"
Uh, all right. So Jefferson is gonna hold his hands up, like I'm not gonna hurt you if you don't hurt me again.
Pokes you with the stick.
I'm gonna slowly bring my hand down towards it.
Sniffs your hand.
My hand. Does it react badly to the smell of my hand?
No, it just keeps looking. It pokes your hand with the stick.
Okay. I'm assuming at this point Cindy's kind of moved closer to it or is like right there next to us.
Yeah, she's
Um,
gotten closer.
I don't have any treats or anything on me to try and entice this thing to be even friendlier than what it's already doing.
It seems curious of your
Uh,
face. So it's like looking like even more up to you. Like, "Mm."
okay, so I'm gonna crouch down
It uses locate.
slowly. Oh God.
I was expecting a nicely
Okay.
placed stick in the eye.
Yeah.
uh, 15 to hit. Um, so the damage base is equal to twice the target's weight class. What's your weight class?
Medium.
That's
Oh,
your
4.
size.
Sorry.
Fine. Okay, so it's damage base of 8.
This thing just one-shots you.
Knocks me unconscious on this roof.
The last time I got low kicked in this game was in the prologue before we even started playing, and that shit one-shot me.
So it's doing 8 damage?
It's 2d8 plus 10 plus its physical. I was having to pull that up through its.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the sheet made just yet.
While he's doing that, everybody's favorite ghost type Pokemon.
That's a hard one.
Ooh, Ghost? Oh, God. I mean, I'm partial to Gengar just because he looks like he'd be really fun to just cause mischief with.
It's hard, dude. There's so many good ones. I think Annihilate.
The only one I know is Mimikyu.
I like
Which is
Aegis
fine,
Slash.
I just love Mimikyu.
Aegislash is a good one.
Oh, I like Golurk. Looking back through. Okay. So 32 physical damage to you.
32
Yeah,
physical damage?
it
Holy
roundhouse
crap,
kicks
hang
you in the
on.
jaw.
Jesus.
So, minus 725. Okay. I'm at 50% HP at this point.
Okay. Did it give you an injury?
Well, it knocked me from over 75% to 50% on the dot.
Okay. So that's one injury. 50% is
God
one.
bless, he just broke my jaw.
He begins laughing at you, and like he's hitting the ground with his
Okay.
stick. It's either yours or Cindy's turn since you have the same initiative. You can choose.
Cindy seeing him smack me with that stick is going to follow up with a quick attack. No, with a tackle. Try and push him away from Jefferson, but not off the building.
Oh, okay. All right.
It is a 11.
That'll hit for 27 damage.
27.
Cindy rears back her head and hits this Mankey. And you knock it unconscious.
It's unconscious.
Yep.
Can I hit it with a
Sad.
Pokeball?
Yeah, not while it's unconscious. No.
Can I spray it with a potion and then hit it with a Pokeball?
I guess. Yeah.
I have a better idea.
That's technically 2 actions.
For role playing sake, I'm gonna spray it with a potion, so I'll take that out of my inventory while I'm thinking about it. But as it kind of comes to, I'm gonna stand over it and be like, "Hey, bud, that wasn't very nice of you to hit me with that stick, and then with the brick, and in your fist or your foot, whatever you want to call that." And I'm trying to put out a little white flag here, and like, be peaceful. I've helped you out a little bit. Do you want to come with us? We can have some more fun shenanigans, not on top of this building where both of us could really get hurt.
It
I'm like,
gets up, it picks up
hold
its
out a
stick,
Pokeball.
it drags its stick over there to the Pokeball. It looks up at you as you're holding up the Pokeball. I'll let you roll me a charm check.
I thought he was about to try and push you off the roof or something.
Oh, dude, I'm expecting him to do some sort of fucking Bugs Bunny shenanigans. Oh, my bad. Friggin' Bugs Bunny shenanigans. Here's the charm. It's a 5.
So you hold out the Pokeball and you tell it that it's all right, that it can come along with you. It sniffs the Pokeball, it sniffs your hand, looks over at Cindy, looks at you, and then it picks up its stick and it hits your Pokeball like a baseball, like you just set it up for T-ball, and your Pokeball goes soaring over the side of the building, and it starts laughing at you.
Bless it. All right. Can I just like grab another one and hit him with it? Like no choice. Smack him with the Pokeball.
Yeah. Roll a d20.
Okay. Working on it. 13.
All right. That is a successful hit with the Pokeball. Roll me a d100.
62.
62. So it's going to as you hit it with the Pokeball, it's like mid laugh, so its eyes are closed, and it just like and then gets sucked in. Um, you feel it like vibrate in your hand, like it's nonstop shaking. It's trying to get out. You can feel it like bouncing around on the inside. But then after a moment, it seems like the Pokeball calms down, and you see the capture ray on the front turns to white.
Hell yeah. You're like, and
All
then he
right.
busts open.
So mark yourself one experience for doing that. And then it busts open and it hits you with its stick.
It just immediately comes back out of the Pokeball
Yeah, it forces
and
itself
smacks me
out.
with the stick.
You've successfully captured it, but it hits you with the stick. It's not going to,
All right.
to do anything. Like the stick is basically just a twig, like because it's so tiny. So it's basically just hitting you with the stick. The stick's gonna break on your leg, and it's gonna look down at it, look up at you. Oh,
How about we go get you a new stick, bud? Like
excited.
hold my hand out to it to kind of like let it hop up on my arm.
It jumps up into the palm of your hand, and then points forward, as if like onward.
He is the trainer now.
All right. Well, me and Cindy are gonna make our way back off this building and head and catch up with everybody else.
Okay. You climb down the ladder really quickly. Cindy's like giving the evil eye to this Mankey. Like Cindy doesn't like this Mankey. You climb down and you head back to everybody else who had been continuing to walk, and Tommy is like, and that's when my dad he had taken me into the radio hut and he showed me the cool remote control vehicles, and he bought me and my brother one to share, and we've been playing with that little RC car ever since.
It's an amazing story, Tommy. Oh my God, you have so many stories. It's just they're just endless, really. Not in like a bad way, of course, Tommy. You're great. All
I
right.
thank you, Kieran. You're a good friend for that.
No.
You wanted to stop at a store on the way to get some swim clothes.
Yeah.
We'll pop in a little clothing shop. Do you want to hop in one that's like a hole in the wall, or do you actually want to detour and go to the mall?
Uh, I mean, hmm.
What do you guys
I'm
think?
cool with just stopping in like a hole in the wall one, but
Okay.
unless everyone else wants to go to the mall. No? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to a little hole in the wall one. I'm gonna be like trying to like look for I want to look like for like some sunglasses that have like pink lenses but have like black frames or something. And I want to get like a tropical shirt with like kind of colorful flowers, but like a kind of like a dark backdrop, maybe like a dark green or something. And then just like some swimming trunks and some sandals.
Okay. All of that for something that's like no mechanical purpose or anything like that. Just an extra set of clothes.
Ooh.
Uh,
Uh, for flavor, I want the tropical shirt to have a bunch of Alolan Executor all over it because everyone talked about how much they hate Alolan Executor, and I think it'd be funny to wear that.
all right. Um, altogether, that's probably gonna run you like 1,400 Poké Dollars.
Okay, fair enough. Let me subtract that, and yeah, we're good. That's exactly what I'm gonna go ahead and pick up. How much extra would it be for like a Psyduck like pool floaty? Because I think it'd be funny to like wear like a little pool floaty ring.
I'll say it's gonna be like an extra 800.
Oh shit, I don't know if I have that. um, I have exactly that. Um, Damn. I'm gonna go without the Psyduck pool floaty. I don't need it that bad. Okay, next time.
You'll head on the rest of the way down the main thoroughfare throughout Vermilion City and arrive at Vermilion Beach. Bri, as you approach, you do see the the outdoor gym that was set up that you had encountered Arlo at the first night of your Kanto Open. He's not here, but you're reminded of that moment, and you see that Spud and Pebbles are remarkably happy. Like they immediately start playing. You can see that that Pebbles is like kicking up sand and bucking her legs, throwing sand all over the way, and using her snout to move stuff around. And Spud just sort of wiggles himself down into the sand and then pops back out.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna send out El Champo and I'm gonna be like, El Champo, go build a sandcastle or something. I don't just be okay. Just I don't know. Just be on your best behavior.
El
Don't try
Champo
to,
just
tear up any nice pants or anything.
he sinks into the sand to where you can just see his eyes and like the top of his nose, and you're gonna see he's gonna begin swimming through the sand.
I'm gonna like keep kind of a close eye on him for a little bit and then just eventually look away. But I'm gonna like occasionally check on him to make sure he's not like attacking anyone else that's rich so that I will be indebted to them.
All right. What do Jefferson and Josephine do and Bri?
I would assume I'm still being led around by this little monkey to find him a stick.
Yeah, he um nearby a trash can. Um there's a
Oh God.
there's a push broom. There's someone who like maintains the sidewalks. Like they get buildup of sand and stuff. There's someone who just comes by every now and then and pushes the sand off the sidewalk so that people can walk without stepping in sand and stuff. So there's one that's leaning up against like a light post that's right next to a trash can. And you see the Mankey's eyes like sparkle as it points towards it. It was such ferocity. Like, ah!
But I'm gonna, buddy, I'm gonna have to caution you that that stick is a lot bigger than you.
Gonna look at you, gonna grab your thumb and pull towards the push broom.
Okay. It's gonna work. He's gonna have my thumb in a lock. We're just gonna go over and take him to the push broom.
You take him to the push broom, and he immediately jumps off and latches onto it like a monkey grabbing onto a tree branch, and he slides down it. You see him pick up the whole thing. He starts swinging around the end of the push broom like it's a sword.
Okay. Do you like that stick then, bud?
Holds it all the way up. It's taller than you are now.
Okay. Now I would assume I haven't made it all the way over to everybody else yet, right?
You did catch up with everyone. You're just like at the edge of the beach right now. Everyone's sort of
Okay, so
spread
all they
out on the
see,
beach.
would they see him, or are they just seeing this push broom lifted in the air in front of me?
Yeah, you guys will look back, see Jefferson, and you see this small creature wielding a broom. It's like it seems to be swinging it around like it's a weapon. Jefferson doesn't seem alarmed or anything though, and Cindy looks annoyed. What does Bri
Well, I'm
want to
gonna
do? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say, like, well, all right, bud. If you're happy with it, let's go catch up with everybody else.
He begins running along the beach, pulling the push broom behind him, and there's just like a straight line. And we'll cut over to Bri
Oh.
Bri. What you doing?
So Bri is definitely hitting up the beach gym. He actually let out um Dankyu, Striker, and his unnamed Kakuna. Um, Dankyu is in the process of doing pull-ups on the bar. Mienfu, um, can the beach gym have like one of those fighting combat dummies that's just like one giant cylinder that has a whole bunch of sticks coming out of it?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So that's what Mienfu's practicing on. He's just trying to get his fluidity right to where every time he hits it, if it's coming at him, he immediately deflects it back, and he's just doing that continuously. And Bri is actually going to have a little one-on-one session with the Kakuna, um, and try to and encourage him to um, be a little bit less angry, I guess, because obviously things didn't go so hot for him, and I doubt he has the fondness of me at the moment.
You'll see it just it's gonna lay completely still on its back, and its eyes are just going to look over in your direction. And you'll be talking to it, and it'll um just sit there, and then after a moment, it'll begin like doing like a hum, like almost like a cicada. That's what it's gonna sound like. Is that that almost creaking noise that the cicadas make? It's gonna sit there on its own. It seems to have calmed down, but it definitely got like that stink eye that it makes out to you.
Yeah, yeah. I think Bri is just going to kind of use that humming noise as like a meditation sound, and he's just gonna sit down right next to it and try to also emulate the same frequency.
All right. Give us your best attempt. It
Pretty good.
gets louder. It's
Oh.
almost like no, I do that, not you. It's gonna do it louder.
I'm
It
just
gets
gonna
mad. It's
just
like it's gonna roll over, and then it's gonna stare you right in the eyes. It's gonna do it as loud as it can.
My God.
Bri is gonna back down and be like, "Yo, good job, little dude. That was the best one yet."
Roll me a charm check.
Oh God. Okay.
Do any of us have good charm?
It
I mean, mine's a no.
Yeah, mine's a 2.
I mean,
Mine's
mine's
a
a
no.
one.
you you do this, and you tell it like good job, and it immediately softens up a little bit. You see its eyes soften, and it stops looking so angry, and it's almost shocked at what you say. Um, and it does a low hum. It calms down. You could tell that it appreciated that.
Hell yeah.
No, yeah.
All right, what is Josephine doing?
Um, so Josephine has both Sweeney and Ralph out, and she's with Sweeney trying to teach him how to do a sand castle, but she's starting out like with a sand house where she's letting Ralph do whatever he wants on the inside. But it's not going too well because Sweeney doesn't. I imagine he doesn't exactly understand the concept of wet sand build good.
Uh, Sweeney stands completely still, just like staring, thousand yard stare. And you're trying to build a sandcastle with it, and he doesn't even almost react to it. He doesn't move. His hands don't move. Just stay out to the side. Stares forward. His mouth slightly open.
She just kind of like takes his hands and the bucket with his hands, and she's like, "Here, look." And she's, like, scooping it with his hands, but the
His
bucket's kind of big, so it's kind of hard to do.
his eyes remain staring in that same direction, but his hands now just, like, pick it up, set it down, pick it up, set it down, and he continues to stare, and then once the sandcastle's built, you have, like 3 buckets of sand that you stacked on top of each other, and his hands come out in front, his little paws, and goes and claps.
And Yasmin's gonna be like, "You did great, little guy. It's beautiful for a first, whatever this is.
Sweeney
It's
sits
great.
down
I love it.
and just continues to
Good
stare.
job, little guy."
He points himself towards the ocean and just sits there.
What sad music video is he in?
Like a widow long awaiting her husband to return from like this war or something.
I imagine.
Oh my god.
Kieran, what are you doing while everyone else is playing?
So I'm releasing El Champo. I'm gonna go ahead and send out Moxie as well. I want to kind of like look over to all my friends kind of enjoying their beach day. I want to look over to Bri, and after I hear him like that loud hum off between him and his friend, I kind of want to approach and I'm gonna say, hey, Bri, do you have any exercises you'd recommend for someone trying to get a bit physically stronger?
Oh, of course, dude. What are you trying to do? You trying to get legs? You trying to get arms? Trying to get
Uh,
chest? What you trying to do?
I'm trying to be more useful in fights and combat.
Oh, you're plenty useful, my dude.
But Kieran's
Aw.
like kind of like sweating and everything, like a bit nervous. I'm gonna say, I'd like to be more useful, if that's all right.
Okay, okay. Here, let's practice this. And he's gonna just start doing, or he's gonna kind of ask Mienfu or his striker to kind of stand at the side, and Bri is just going to hit the training dummy on one side and then deflect the other side, and he's gonna go ahead and wave Kieran into trying that as well.
Dude, Kieran's gonna be so awkward with this. I like so I feel like he's knowledgeable whenever it comes to survival, but whenever it comes to like weightlifting and things of this nature, I feel like he's not extremely well versed in it. So I'm going to go ahead and step up there and attempt to follow his instruction.
Okay. All right, you want to roll
Okay.
me an athletics check or a combat check? Your
Okay.
choice.
I will do combat because that's out of character. That's what I'm trying to eventually work on. I know this isn't actually going to give me stats towards it, but I just want an in-game reason as to why I'm upping that. Okay. Oh,
Um,
that's fitting. I mean,
what'd you get?
4, and I crit failed on one of the rolls.
Yeah, so not it's a fail. How do you fail in this practice? What do you think Kieran does?
Um, I imagine that I would probably hit it the wrong way, so it would basically spin around, and one of the arms would probably bust me in the elbow.
He's like, ah.
I'm like, it just hits me in the funny bone. I start kind of like hopping away for a second. I'm like, Bri, I'm sorry. I tried.
No, nah, bro. Like you hit that thing pretty dang hard. You got to get that reaction time a little bit faster. So
yeah, 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 something of that sort. I'll keep at it, Bri. I appreciate it.
The
of
four of you hear a
course.
scream. Not like a blood curdling scream, but like a shocked scream.
I'm gonna kind of quickly jerk my head. I'm like worried. I'm immediately thinking it's El Champo. I'm going to fucking like knees to chest, like running over to wherever it is.
You'll start running in that direction, and you'll run right past El Champo. He like looks
Oh,
up at you.
I'm gonna look at El Champo, kind of stop for a split second, nod to him, very very proud that he is not in trouble, and I'm going to continue running. If Moxie's following me, that's fine, but otherwise, I'm just going to run over
Just
to wherever that is.
just a couple of steps forward, you see a woman who's holding both arms over her chest like this, and she's like, "Where the hell did it go?
Uh, what did you lose, ma'am?
Something took my top."
Kind of like looking over, and I'm gonna like kind of shield my eyes, even though she's already covering it. I'm gonna say, I'll try and help you. Which direction was it? What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
She's like
S-
gets a towel and covers herself.
Okay. Moxie, follow me. I'm gonna go ahead and try to like have Moxie come with me, and I'm gonna like run over and just like start looking around for where her top might be. I'm gonna kind of like look in the sand, look near the shore, and see if there's any
And
Pokemon that maybe has it.
you begin digging through the sand and stuff, and you see El Champo. He swims up next to you. Stairs.
El, El Champo?
He
I'm like
blows
looking
sand
down
at
at
you
him.
through his nose. You can see that his eyes are like welling up with tears.
What's wrong, El Champo? Speak to
It
me, buddy.
it blows some more sand at you, like a.
I'm I'm kind of like a little confused at first. I'm gonna like reach down, just kind of like pat him on the head and see if he's
As
okay.
soon as you do, you start like feeling him jerk a couple of times in place.
I'm gonna kind of
He's
pick
gonna
him up
throw
out of
it
the
up at
sand.
You
me.
pick him up out of the sand. He's got a bra in his mouth, and he was stifling a laugh.
I knew
I'm
it.
going to I'm gonna like kind of look at him. I'm going to shake him a little bit because I'm upset with him. I'm going to say,
He drops the bikini top, and you just hear like a bunch of hissing laughs coming from him.
I'm going to look at him. I'm going to say, El Champo, I am going to get a baby papoose and I'm going to put you in it because I cannot let you out of my sight for very long. I'm going to say we are going. I'm going to like look at him. I'm going to look over to the woman who's still like kind of covering herself. I'm going to point to him. I'm going to say, we're not done here. And I'm going to go ahead and place him down on the ground. I'm going to kind of grab the top very like gingerly with like my index finger and my thumb. Kieran's like kind of like awkwardly just kind of handing it back to her and just kind of covering his eyes. I'm like, here you go.
She takes it and say, "Put that thing on a leash, or put it back in its ball."
I he he's a nice boy. He just
He's a pervert.
I I don't think that's true at all. I think that he just really likes causing mischief. Um, I do agree though that I should keep better eyes on him. I'm like kind of like looking over and just making sure he's not actively doing something as I'm saying that.
He's hiding behind Bri.
I'm I'm gonna need to go. Here's your top back. I again I apologize. That's my fault. I mistrainer. I should train him better to not do that. I really do plan on getting a leash soon. And if you have any recommendations on good Sandile leashes, you definitely let me know,
You
please.
probably put him up to it, didn't you? You're
No,
the
I
pervert.
in fact didn't. Nope, that is incorrect, ma'am.
She's gonna storm off and like head towards the public bathrooms.
I'm like I'm kind of like scratching the back of my head, and I'm like, okay, and kind of like walking back over to Sandile. I'm like gonna give him this dirty look. I'm like, motherfucker, I know.
He's hiding behind Bri. He's like curled up into a C shape. He looks up at you and he goes, "Hmm."
What do you have in your mouth?
He opens his
I'm like,
mouth. He doesn't have anything.
okay.
He's like, what do you have?
He looks sad, like you're scolding him.
I'm
Bri
gonna
Bri
pick
Oh,
him.
Bri. It
Oh,
looks like El Champo looks like Kieran's being extra super duper mean to him.
oh my god.
Bri is gonna actually lean down and pick El Champo up and be like, "Little dude, that wasn't a nice thing.
He immediately
You
drops
should
the act. He just like slumps his head.
I need
you
to teach
should
him fake tears.
listen to Kieran more. You should behave like mine."
Yeah.
See, look at that.
He
And I'll
rolls his
face
eyes.
him towards everyone who's just kind of doing their own thing right now.
He rolls his neck over, rolls his eyes.
you have such attitude. So
Um,
sassy.
I'm like kinda like looking at him. I'm just like kind of like almost like rubbing the sides of my head. I'm gonna say, I don't know. El Champo is a good boy. He just, you know, he has little moments. I'm gonna kind of like look to El Champo. I'm gonna kind of like grab him from Bri, kind of like hooking my thumbs under his arms. I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, you know, I only get onto you because I love you, right? I'm gonna look at him. I'm like, I don't like getting onto you. I'm gonna give him a little kiss on the head.
He tilts his forehead towards you. He's like swinging his little legs.
Yeah,
Oh,
my boy.
Bri will say, "Well, despite all of that, my little dude, you got some excellent swimming skills. You are probably the best swimmer that I know."
That is very true. He is very good at that.
Bri, you feel something thwap you in the back of the head.
concerning.
Oh, what the hell?
Turn around and Jefferson, in like a flash of an eye as you were
Oh no.
walking over to group up with everybody, Mankey has swung his broom and just hit Bri Bri in the back of the head.
Oh my god.
Oh, bro, I'm so sorry. Um, so I guess it's time to let you guys know. What I found, what I thought I saw earlier, turned out to be this Mankey
Chompo
that has an
laughs.
affinity for smacking things.
El Jumbo
Aw.
and Mankey should be
Also,
friends.
we're gonna have to go back to the Pokemon Center. He might or might not have dislocated my jaw in the
Whoa,
process of
wait.
getting him to join
Th-
us.
this
Toss
little
right
dude.
now, Jefferson.
Oh, that was during the
Well,
fight.
it's
For
yeah. He dropped a cinder block on me at one point,
Whoa.
and then he pretended to be nice and kicked me in the face.
I love the fact that he may have dislocated your jaw, and your first idea is to come to the beach.
We'll fix this later. It's fine.
You're like, I'm not gonna miss out on valuable beach time with my bros and sis.
Cindy's eyes could not roll back any further. She is so annoyed at this Mankey, and El Chompo thinks that is the funniest shit, especially after Bri Bri just scolded him.
Oh no.
El
Oh
Chompo's
my
like on
god.
his back, kicking his legs, laughing after you just got smacked.
God, dude.
Josephine,
I'm kind of like,
you could see the boys over at the gym. Bri Bri's holding the back of his head. El Chompo's on his back, kicking his legs. I imagine like Kieran's like holding his forehead.
yeah, that's exactly. I'm like rubbing my temples, like, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, Josephine's
I
already
want to
like
just like
had at
pick
that
the
point
broom up.
started walking up to you guys to figure out what was going on, and all she saw was like this thin little stick hit right from where she was, and she kind of picks up the pace a little bit, and she's like, "What is happening? What is going on with you guys right now? What did I miss?"
El Chompo's being a menace, and now we have a second one in the form of Mankey. Or wait, in
She
the
kind
form
of
of
looks
that
down
thing.
and she's
I'm not going to say
like,
Mankey because I don't know its name.
"Aw."
Well, it is.
I
Hang on.
mean,
Actually,
Jefferson
its
did
name is
say it
Bee
was a
Bunny.
Mankey.
Oh, he did? Okay, my bad.
He
Yeah.
did call it
Yeah.
a Mankey. Yeah,
Okay.
but its nickname
She's
is Bee
gonna
Bunny.
she's
Bee
gonna
Bunny.
like squat down in front of it from like a sizable distance, and she's gonna be like, "Hi, why are you hitting people with a stick? Where did you get the
I'm just
stick?
gonna grab the
Why are you
broom
hitting
now.
people?"
You pick up the broom, but he's holding onto it, so he's just dangling from it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold him out towards her. Like, you could talk to him like this. I'm not letting him have free range of this broom.
He looks at you as, "Whoa!"
Like, "Hey, little guy, can I scratch your little chin? Is that okay?"
He
And
doesn't
she's
seem to
like, "Nothing,
react too
just
much,
move."
but he doesn't seem like opposed.
She like puts out her hand a little bit so he can like sniff it, kind of like you
Sniff,
would a dog. And she's like, "Hey,"
sniffs
but
your hand.
slowly. Mm. And then she's gonna go ahead and slowly and gently scratch the under of his chin.
He uses low kick.
I knew it. Oh my god.
Unbelievable. So you guys
Uh,
are trying to be nice to all the Pokemon in the world.
he's holding on to the broom and he swings himself all the way back and swings his feet forward to kick you in the face.
Oh, unbelievable. I'm over this.
It's actually got stab on this. So that is
Yeah.
See?
he actually should have
Right.
done more damage to you back then, Jefferson. Um let me
I'm okay with him not.
so this
Oh,
hit,
for sure.
Josephine, you are gonna take 40 physical damage minus your defense.
Yeah, just step out for a second.
Oh,
So
Yeah. Alright, guys. So, are we gonna break the news to Josephine that her character died whenever she gets back?
Absolutely.
Or like he kicked you so
Mankey
hard
just
that your
snapped
brain
her neck.
hemorrhaged, and
Tommy's
What
like,
damage?
Hey,
"Uh,
welcome back.
there ain't enough
Hey,
band-aids in this world to fix those boo-boos.
Oh my
Rest in
god.
peace, Josephine."
I can't believe this.
can you imagine? Just
You
like,
take 40 physical damage.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're gonna feel like a slight crack on your nose.
Of course I am.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
I feel bad. I'm gonna like immediately call Tommy over. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Tommy, Tommy,
Tommy comes over. He's got
we need some Band-Aid
a
boo-boos."
smudge of sunscreen over his nose. and on his cheeks, he's got pool floaties. He's wearing his swim trunks, and all his swim trunks have a bunch of odyshes on them. Um, and no, they're gonna have little ducklets. He's gonna have ducklet swim trunks,
Hell yeah.
and he's gonna say, what's going on over here?"
Uh, Mankey just kicked Josephine in the face.
"Oh well,
Pretty sure my nose is broken.
oh, that's not good at all. What this reminds me of a time. Let me tell you all a story."
Tommy, do you mind? Tommy, I would love to listen to that. I think I'm injured. Like seriously.
"Oh
Like real
well,
bad.
let me. I guess um, squat on down here and take a seat on one of these benches, and I'll see what I can do."
Thank you, Tommy. I'm so sorry. If I
He's
bother you like this.
with
I
no
it,
problem at all. He's going to put his hands on either side of your face and just check your nose, make sure it's all right. Being very very tender. He rolled a 12, so he's gonna check it out. And he's like, it doesn't look like it's broken. I think it's just bruised. A little bit of rest should do it fine. Just be careful not to bump it into stuff. You know, I've always been careful
Tommy.
about bumping into stuff. Let me tell you a story. When I was just a boy, my mom she was getting on to me and my brother, because we were playing up a storm. We were super hyper because she had just given us some chocolate chip cookies, and all that sugar was going through our bodies, and so we were running around the house like a tornado. And I almost bumped into the table, and I wasn't wearing shoes. I would have hit my little piggy toe onto the corner of that table. And my mom said, "Tommy, you gotta be careful, or you gonna bump your toe against the table." And I've been careful about bumping stuff into stuff ever since.
Thank you, Tommy. I'll keep that in mind.
Every time he tells a
I'll think
story, I'm
about that.
so amazed that you guys just let him go on and on about.
We,
Why not?
we, we like Tommy.
All right,
Tommy tells the group the
Oh,
best
it's okay.
stories.
We ain't gonna
He's like
be
he's like
rude
the
and
entertainment of the
interrupt.
group, you know.
yeah.
He's like the comic relief. That's what we need.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but Minky is just sort of swinging side to side from the end of the broom. Jefferson.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like swing the broom over my shoulder, and like people hold their fishing poles on the way down to the river.
He gets
It's just
thrown
behind me.
over. He's like still holding on, but his legs go off behind him. He's like, "Wah!"
And I'm gonna like I'm gonna run a well, I think it's time we end Mankey's beach time or Bee Bunny's beach time. Uh I don't know how you guys are feeling.
I got scared for a second because my brain didn't process at first when you said beach. So I just heard end Mankey's time.
We're going to end Mankey. Nah, we're not. We're not like those people in
Ear throws
Pastel.
the
No, I'm kidding.
ear throws the broom into the ocean.
You put them away. You guys finish up your day at the beach. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we move on?
I need to buy some Pokeballs.
Okay. All right. We could take a stop at
Um,
the poker shop after we leave the
I
beach.
I do want to. Actually, no. I'm okay. I'm okay. Are there any Pokemon on the beach? Like, if like, are there any Pokemon just like kind of like?
Roll me a
Can
perception.
I look? Okay. Yeah, that's what I would like to do. Perception. Let this be a good roll for today. Hey, that's actually really good. I maxed out. Holy crap.
Let's go.
You are going to spot in the beach.
Everything.
You're gonna spot a crabby. Um,
Oh.
there's like a little. I'm gonna go back to describing those. Forget I said crabby. I forgot that that's
That's
what it
okay.
was. So you can see this little crab Pokemon. It's orange on top. It's white on the bottom. Got its two pinchers up and it's walking sideways along the beach. It's facing the water as it's running. And it, like every now and then you'll see it like stop and pinch something on the ground. It seems to be like picking little pieces of trash out of the ground, and whenever it picks up the trash, you'll see it run over to a trash can or a recycling bin. It'll drop something in, and they go back over to the beach.
I
You'll
actually love that.
you'll see this other small crustacean Pokemon that's got a can on its back as if wearing it like a shell, and it's going to be very, very slowly and casually crawling across the beach, just paying
That's
nothing
so
no mind.
cool.
Um, you'll see a couple of Pokemon bobbing out in the water, and you'll recognize them as the Pokemon that you faced in the second round of the Kanto Open. You'll see a couple
Okay.
Tentacruel out there. And
Okay.
then lastly, what you'll see, there's going to be a couple of bird Pokemon that are flying above. They're all black except for some accents, which are yellow.
Okay.
They're a little
Um,
too high up for you to see all the good details, but you can at least see the color.
I am going to take interest in that little crab Pokemon that was recycling because I'm like Kieran is like an environmentalist kind of guy, he likes that kind of stuff. So he's like he sees that and he's like, what a good-hearted Pokemon. I want to kind of go over there and I want to kind of crouch down next to it. I'm gonna say, hey little guy, what's your name? Obviously not expecting a response, but just kind of trying to interact with it.
It blows a couple of bubbles from its mouth, and it's just like you just hear like the popping of it and the foaming, or like.
Okay.
Oh.
Um, I'm gonna kind of like look at that and I'm gonna kind of look at that and take an immediate liking to this thing. I want to pull out my Pokedex and I want to try and get information on this thing.
You are going to pull up your Pokedex,
Yeah,
and sifting through, uh, turning page after page, you'll eventually find something that looks just like this. You are going to see that this is a Krabby. Um, Krabby is a water type. If it senses danger approaching, it cloaks itself with bubbles from its mouth, so it'll look bigger.
I love this. I It's perfect down to the last minute detail, and I want it. Um, I'm going to I want to go ahead and stand up, and I want to kind of like reach into my bag pretty much, and I want to pull out a Pokeball. I'm gonna kind of like look at it, and I'm gonna look at the Pokeball and just kind of think for a little bit. Um, I'm I'm like kind of like watching it do all this recycling. And the first thing I want to do is I want to see what happens and how it would react if I kind of pick up a piece of trash with it and I just kind of walk over there and help it recycle.
So it's minding its own business after you like you talked to it for a moment. You pulled out the Pokeball. As you're looking at
Yeah.
the Pokeball, it goes about its business, continues walking down the beach, it's picking up trash
Mhm.
and scuttling over to a trash bin and dropping it in, coming back over, just
Okay.
picking up the beach, keeping it nice and clean. And you go over, and what you're gonna pick up, you'll find um like a there's gonna be a a paper cup from one of the
Okay.
many, food vendors up on the pier. And so you pick up this paper cup, and it spots you, it sees you go over and drop it. What do you drop it in?
Um, I'm gonna drop it in a recycling bin if they have
Drop
that.
you drop it in the recycling bin, and its
Mhm.
eyes, uh, open up, and it looks around, left and right. Then it scuttles over and it picks up this piece of plastic, like the plastic rings that would keep cans together, and it picks it up. It scuttles over and it hands it to you.
Whenever it hands it to me, I'm gonna pull out my knife and I'm actually gonna cut the rings. And then after I cut the rings into several smaller pieces, then I'm going to recycle it.
You put it in there, and it it sees that you are taking care of the beach just like it is. It looks over to the beach. It looks over to you.
I'm gonna I want to look to it and I'm gonna tell it that I would be lying if I didn't take a liking to him and he seems like a good Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of place a Pokeball down in the sand, just kind of like digging it into like a little divot, and then I want to kind of crouch down next to the Pokeball and I want to kind of offer the Pokeball to it. I'm gonna say, if you're interested.
Gonna go over to the Pokeball. It's gonna pick it up, and it's gonna scuttle over to the trash can.
He just tosses my Pokeball away. As it
Yeah.
does that, I'm just gonna kind of like look at the Pokeball that was thrown away. I'm gonna say that was like 300 Poke. I'm
It
gonna kind
goes
of like
back
look
to
back
picking up
to
trash. It doesn't really understand, so
yeah.
it's just
That's
picking up trash.
that's fair. I want to go ahead and just like kind of like look at the Pokeball, and I'm just gonna kind of like do a nonchalant kind of toss at it. I just want to toss another Pokeball at it.
Roll me a d20.
Okay, bro, I love Krabby so much. I don't know what it is. He's just a little guy. I love him.
What'd you get?
I got a 14.
Oh yeah. Roll me that D100.
65. That might not be good enough.
So you toss this over, um, and it bounces off the back of the crabby shell, and it gets pulled into the ball. It drops on the sand, and you feel it shake once, shake twice, shake 3 times, and it clicks.
Oh. Whenever that happens, I'm like kind of like pausing for a bit, and then I'm just gonna get a huge smile on my face. This is the first Pokemon that I've technically captured. Um, I mean, that didn't just willingly come with me. I think Kieran's gonna like kind of like run over to the Pokeball. And he's gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna like almost kind of check it for a bit. I'm gonna like almost hold it away from my face, assuming it's going to bust open until I realize that I've actually caught it. I'm gonna be really excited, and I'm gonna like be holding it up. I'm gonna say, "Guys, guys!"
Tommy looks over.
I'm gonna like just kind of send out my new
Jefferson
Pokemon.
does too.
I'm gonna like just like introduce my new Pokemon, just show him in all of his crabby gloriousness. I just imagine like he's like foaming from the mouth whenever I send him out.
Yeah, he's just sort of like bubbles. He's kind of confused. He like looks left and right.
Um,
Tommy goes over there and he squats down. He's like, "Well, hello, little friend. Pleased to meet you. My name is Tommy. My parents, they call me Tom, and my name is Thomas. And my friends call me Tommy. So you can call me Tommy, friend." And the Krabby
Aw.
will reach out and like pinch onto Tommy's hand, and they'll shake. Tommy, the Krabby kind of like scuttles 180s, looks up at you, like confused.
um, I'm gonna kind of scratch the back of my head and I'm gonna say, I used that Pokeball over there to capture you. Are you okay with that, little guy, or would you rather stay here?
It looks around its section of beach, sees that you guys have done a pretty good job of cleaning it up. And it doesn't seem opposed.
Okay. Hell yeah. Um, I'm gonna kind of have a smile on my face then, and I'm gonna say, all right then. Well, if that's the case, I think we're actually just about to head out. Are you ready to see the rest of the world, my friend?
You're gonna smile a little bit. You'll see him, his eyes like kind of close shut, like he's smiling, and there'll be more bubbles that I just hit my mic. I'm sorry. There'll be more
You're good.
bubbles that fall out of his mouth, and foam towards the sand.
Before we leave, Kieran's gonna like kind of stop near the trash can. I'm gonna like reach, I'm gonna like dig out the trash from there in the Pokeball covered in
You,
trash. I'm just gonna kind of like wipe it off.
you get your Pokeball out. It kind of smelly. Can you roll me a d20?
Yeah. You're like you have to avoid getting hit with like syringes and stuff inside the trash can.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay, not that bad. Okay. Oh, there's gonna be
Close.
something in there. Oh my god, I'm gonna get bit or something.
So as you reach in, you grab onto your Pokeball. There's something squishy in there. You if you pull it out, you've reached in, and your Pokeball is stuck to this green blob, maybe 4 inches
Hmm.
across.
I'm gonna like kind of put my foot on the side of the trash can because I assume it's one of those trash cans that's actually like in the ground, like since it's like on the beach or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna like put my foot on the trash can for support, and I'm almost gonna try and like wrench it out of the trash can.
yeah, you'll pull it out, and the green blob is like stuck to it. It's almost like jelly. As you look at it,
Oh,
the light hits it. There's like this prismatic sheen to it.
does this green blob? I doubt it, but does it look any similar to that green sludge that was basically coming from Rhyhorn earlier?
It is not.
Okay. Would I be able to roll anything to determine what this is?
You could try to. What do you want to try and determine about it?
I guess first off, if it's hazardous, like, does it look like it's dangerous?
Okay, we'll do a. You can either choose a general education or a medicine education.
Okay. I'm gonna do a medicine education. My God, bro, I've rolled so many crit fails today. It's all right. That's actually pretty good though. Other than that one.
It doesn't appear to be hazardous. No.
Okay. I
Wicked.
hmm. I'm gonna like wipe it off with a cloth. I almost said I was gonna go wipe it off in the ocean, but I'm not gonna do that if it is hazardous. So I'm gonna like, I'm gonna like wipe it off with like a rag or something. Just like maybe like I don't know, just like find like a piece of trash or something. Just gonna wipe it off with like some napkins or something.
Wipe it off the
Um,
Pokeball.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you pull away um the green blob, and it your Pokeball is actually entirely clean before you have to wipe it off.
I want to like look down at the green blob, and I'm just kind of like poking it a little bit. I'm I'm gonna ask the rest of the party. I'm gonna say, what do you guys think this is exactly?
Mm, I hope that's not.
Hmm. I'm like
Wouldn't touch with my
kind of
bare hand though.
It
I'm like kind of curiously poking it with a nearby stick or something.
it's
Brybra
got
is
like
just gonna
this
reach out and take it from your hand, and just hold it with his bare hand and be like, that's
Barbara
kind
looks
of
at
cool looking."
Take a bite.
yeah, there's like this some sort of like dark object inside of it. It's sort of shaped like a gemstone, but it's inside that blob. And like I said, whenever you hit it, there's like this prismatic, almost pearlescent sheen to this blob.
Interesting.
There's like two white spots on the front too.
Would I be able to roll a check to see if I can identify if this looks familiar in any way?
Sure. Yeah. Let's roll a focus check. As weird as that sounds.
Okay. I rolled a
Bri
six.
Bri with a 6. You'll hold the cell and sort of dangling it out in front. This big blob. You can tell that whatever this is living. For us out of game, it's like a large, like one of those huge single celled organisms that they have on the beach that are like those gross blobs that look like pearls almost. Um, but you're holding up this thing, and you for a moment um feel as if you've seen it before. Um, and the memory that you get associated with it doesn't seem like it's your own. You remember seeing this thing, it had to have been in like some sort of glass case, but that's as far as you can remember. You just remember like a glass case, this thing inside of it, and it can move on its own.
Did the glass case have anything else inside of it outside of this, or
Think really, really hard, but can't remember.
What do you make of it, Bri?
I I definitely feel like I've seen this before, but I can't quite put my finger on where. And he's gonna kind of
Maybe it's just another question we'll have to ask the professor.
Possible. We could definitely take it with us if you guys would prefer. I mean, it seems
Probably we can like put it in or on or whatever, so we don't have
I
to like touch it. Seems sticky.
I have a question, Tony. I have 3 jars. Would I be able to fit this in a jar? You said probably not, right? Because it's like 4 feet or
No, it's not 4 feet. It's only 4 inches. So yes, you'll
four
you'll be able to
inches.
put it
Okay,
in a jar.
okay. Let's put it in a jar. And because, well, are you gonna tell me that you think it's? Do we know it's alive, or we suspect it's alive?
You can see it wriggling a little bit. You can't really tell if that's just its elasticity from Bri holding it or if it's moving on its own. But Bri, you know that this thing is alive. Like you don't know what it is, but you are certain it's alive.
yeah.
If if that's the case, I could poke holes in like the lid of the jar, and we could just put it in the jar and try to go take it to a professor. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
that's the best plan.
Okay. I'll go ahead and use one of my jars then, and I'll hand it to Bri since Bri has seems to know something about it. I'll let Bri carry it if he wants to.
Yep,
Okay.
can do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give Bri one of the collection jars. Um, I what else was I gonna do? Yeah, pretty much other than that though, I'm just gonna go ahead and recall my Pokemon, make sure that El Champo is not up to no good right now, and I'm actually gonna walk with Moxie for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll all enjoy the rest of your time at the beach, just relaxing. Um, you guys came down here pretty early morning. So I'll say you can leave whenever you'd like. What time of day would it be whenever you guys depart the beach?
I'd say because we got down there pretty early in the day, so I'm thinking probably like very early evening, maybe.
Okay.
Spent
Something
several
like that, yeah.
hours there.
I think
Uh,
so.
hmm
Yeah.
by that time, Spud and Pebbles will be tuckered out from all their playing. And Tommy will be like, "Well, Spud, Pebbles, did you like your time at the beach?" And they're both gonna like give big old smiles, but you can see that they're drowsy. So he's gonna recall Spud. Pebbles stays out as she carries Tommy's things. So she's gonna continue walking with Tommy, but it's like a slow, like bouncing pace.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's gonna look over at Tommy and be like, "Yo, little bro, did you ever get any fishing while you were down there?"
Oh no, I didn't bother with fishing. I was too busy playing with Spud and Pebbles. They were just having the time of their life.
Oh, that's
Okay,
so cute.
as long as you guys had a good time, you know.
I had a great time. I think that El Champo needs to uh, be thoroughly watched though from now on.
Maybe we run by the pet store.
Yeah, I'm actually considering a papoose or a harness to wear to put him in. You know.
Gotta put them in the baby harness for the bad
Yeah,
babies.
yeah. Anytime he acts up, I'm just gonna put him in the baby harness. I'll have like cool dad shids and everything.
All
I
right,
like it.
you'll head back up towards the Pokemon Center. I know Jefferson wanted to stop at the Pokemart as well. Well, we'll say that
Mhm.
the pet shop is actually we had one that was like a Pokemon accessories, but the pet shop that would have that would I'm gonna say that's probably in the mall.
Cool.
Um, so we'll there'd be a Poke shop within the mall as well, so you guys can head that way if you'd like.
Hell yeah,
Sounds good.
Okay.
sounds good.
You'll make your way over towards the mall. The mall here, it's gonna be large. It's not like a multi-story like skyscraper mall, like we have in Pastel, like what's in Saffron City. This is gonna be a 2-level mall. So ground to the top of the roof, probably only about I'd say like 50 feet. Um, and inside there's gonna be plenty of places you can go. You've got just checking the directory just inside there will be people walking by on your left and your right. It's pretty busy since it's just the early evening. People are getting off work, so the people who aren't on their journeys are stopping by, and then other trainers are here too. You'll find on the directory looking around, you will find the Pokemon item shop, like a pet store. Or not really like a pet store, like selling Pokemon as pets, but like an accessory store that would have um, pet food and toys and stuff like that, enrichment items for Pokemon. Um, you're gonna see that there is an arcade here. There's another clothing store, the toy store that we mentioned. There will be a theater, a costume shop that you guys had stopped by on your way to the restaurant last time. So whenever you were going by, that was one of the, like, the storefronts that's on the outside of the mall. There's a Bouffalont Wild Wings, a shop that sells games. There is actually a Pokeball store, which is strange because you know they sell that at the Poke shop or the Pokemart. Um, but there is a shop dedicated just to Pokeballs, and a Slow King burger.
No McDanos.
I'm not gonna lie, the Buffalo Wild Wings sounds kind of fucking great, honestly. Um, hmm. I kind of want to go to the theater almost because that just sounds really fun. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting
I
distracted
think
already.
yeah, let's head to the okay, so like let's head to the accessory store first, so we can try to find you something to help with your menace. And I'm gonna see if I can't find like a rubber stick for mine that he might like better than this broom I'm having to carry around.
We gotta get like one of those like double leash things, like that we can just basically like have both of them like, constantly on. Like, 'cause I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be buddies.
I feel like Mankey would look dumb if I put a leash on him because it'd just be like wrapped around his nose and under his arms.
I don't know, I've seen Mankey like wear like a little belt in like the series. You could like maybe like make him like wear a belt, make it function like that. I don't know. Um.
I mean, fair.
Uh.
But yeah, I feel like we should go there, and then I still need Pokeballs, and then we could check out the movie theater after that.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah. Let's. In that case, I agree. Yeah. Let's go see if we can't find something for our boys here.
All right. Um, Josephine, Bri, what would you be doing during this time? Do you want to go with them or head elsewhere?
Yeah, I think I'll head to look at all the like pet stuff as well, like for the Pokemon, just see what they have.
Okay.
Basically. Mhm.
How about you, Bri?
Um, yeah, I think Bri is just gonna like slowly follow behind. Nothing's really piquing his interest right now. He's just kind of thinking back to yesterday's events and kind of figuring out what he could do better to help the crew.
Okay. So thinking back on that as you walk behind, um, you'll feel um a little lightheaded, um, walking around and remembering everything that was happening. Um, it's almost like reliving those moments and that adrenaline that was going through, like seeing your friends be stomped on by the creature that's literally in your pocket right now. Um, it makes you sweat a little bit, and I think you get a little lightheaded. Whether or not that is from the memory or not is unknown, but you don't feel 100%.
Yeah.
Um, Making your way over to the accessory store, the Pokemon shop. Um, you guys will find harnesses for them. There are like leashes that you can set up and stuff. I'll say that the they won't have like a papoose like you're looking for, Kieran, but and a good alternative is one of those backpacks that has the little windows that they do for cats.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How much would one of those be?
We'll say one of those is gonna run you 1,000 Poké Dollars.
Hmm. I have 800 right now. I could try to haggle or I could borrow money, but honestly, I kind of have my heart set on a little papoose, so I might wait until I can find someone who could provide that.
Okay.
Um.
You could go to
So
um like a human store, like one that's
yeah,
for
You have to go to like Babies R Us or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, go to something that's for like actual
for
children.
humans. Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Humans are us.
Yeah, humans are us. Um. Okay, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna kind of like look around and I say I don't think they really have exactly what I want here. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and recall all my Pokemon other than El Champo, which I'm gonna be keeping a very close eye on him. But I want him out since I'm gonna be shopping for him.
Okay. All right. Um Jefferson, what exactly are you looking for in here?
Okay, so before we went inside, what is Mankey gonna allow me to put him back in his Pokeball?
He will, but every couple of minutes he pops back out.
Great. Okay, that's what I thought. So he's just gonna be on shoulder broomstick. I will go ahead and put Cindy up though, so she's not having to deal with his shenanigans anymore. So I guess I'm gonna kind of just hold on to his stick and show him around the store to see if we can't find a different stick to entice him away from this one that causes damage to people. And see if we can't find something a little softer.
All right, right. So looking through some of the accessories and the toys and stuff for Pokemon that they've got in here. One that you will find is gonna be like a rubber version of a far-fetched leek that they carry. So it's probably about like a foot and a quarter long, but it just looks like a green onion, like a leek.
Right.
That's probably the
Okay, so we're gonna.
closest comparison to a stick-based thing that you can find in here.
Okay, so I'm gonna like move the broom towards it so he can kind of like see it and see if he's more attentive to that than this broomstick.
He's holding on to the broomstick. He's just sort of swinging. He sees it. He's not doing anything just yet. You want to try and show it to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab it and like move it towards him and be like, "Hey, buddy, what do you
Whenever you
think about this?"
whenever you grab it, it squeaks a little bit. And he like looks real shit.
Like,
You
like,
bring it a
oh,
little
you like
closer.
that? I'm like,
He reaches out
squeak
and
it
snatches
again.
it from you.
I'm gonna see.
Oh,
Like,
no.
does he let go of the broom?
He holds on with one arm. He starts hitting you with it, and it squeaks every time he does it. He loves it.
No.
Hey, buddy, I will get you
Hell
the
yeah.
squeaky toy, but you gotta give me the broom back.
He realizes that he was still holding onto the broom, and he lets go. Holds it with both. He holds the rubber squeak toy in both hands and starts hitting your leg with it.
All right, I'm gonna like pick him up, put him on my shoulder, and I'm gonna like scoot the broom underneath the like aisle things, like to hide it from him, and then we're gonna go up front and pay for it.
He's holding onto your pant leg and like looking around. Dude's so tiny. He a little boy. He a little man.
Just a little
Uh,
boy.
he's like looking around. He's like grabbing stuff off the shelves as you guys are walking along and like carrying it with him. He he holds
No.
um he's gonna hold up to you like a bag of skitty litter.
um, no, we don't need that, buddy. I'm gonna like set it down on a shelf and like move my leg away from that shelf so he can't reach out and grab it again.
He keeps walking. You could like he's got f- he walks almost flat-footed, so you just hear his like feet slapping against the ground as he's walking around. He's a real curious little fella, right? He's grabbing and touching everything as you go. He's one of those Pokemon that's gonna slap the bag of pet food as he goes by. But
Oh god.
you guys will make your way up to the counter. Do you want anything else besides this the leak?
Do they? Does the late like okay? Whoever the person is behind the counter, can they like suggest a good snack for this Mankey? Maybe I can like reward him with treats to be good.
Let's see. So she's gonna say, and what would you say that this little fella's personality would be?
I'm gonna assume that Tasmanian Devil isn't an option.
No, it's I know
uh,
you don't have a sheet yet, but it's curious.
Hell yeah.
it is curious as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Should be furious.
So yeah.
Um,
Looney Tune. He's seems to be excessively curious.
So I was looking at the nature to see what kind of food you like. The lady behind the counter is gonna tell you, well, if he's got a curious little nature about him, I think this one might be best, but maybe we get something a little more clean. He seems a bit hyperactive. She's looking over at a shelf behind her, at some of the treats, and you can see that what she was gonna get you was a like a snack pack that had peanut butter on one side and little cracker sticks. It seems like that would be what he would like. But what she's gonna get are these little like peanut butter cookies, like dry peanut butter cookies. He likes dry food.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, we'll go with those. What's the damage? How much do I owe you?
So for the toy and the treats, the toy being 250 and the treats being 400, that'll run you 650 polka dollars.
Okay, I'm gonna hand that to her. and
you'll
I
buy
will
your
do the
stuff.
math.
Josephine, as you're
Yeah.
window shopping and going down the aisles and stuff, you'll see that there are like a bunch of small accessories for Pokemon, like little combs and berets that you could put in their hair. Um, there
Perfect.
are little sweaters like they do for dogs. And little sweaters. There'll be like bouncy balls, chew toys, and stuff of that nature.
Josephine's gonna like mainly look at the little sweaters because she thinks it's super cute. And at this point, she has recalled both uh Sweeney and Ralph. So they're not out right now. But she's like looking, and she knows that Ralph probably wouldn't be a fan of the sweaters, but she's looking hard at these sweaters.
All right. So you'll see one that would fit Sweeney. It's about his size. It's gonna be like an argyle cashmere sweater, like
Mm,
a tan and brown pattern that goes down.
nice, very very nice. Side note, did we get like money at some point that I just never realized?
You guys got 10,000 um from the Kanto Open, and you spent 2,000 paying off the medical bill of the EV. So you are down to 8,000.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure because I was like, I did not update something. All right. So she's gonna pick up this sweater. She's gonna think it's super, super cute. So she's gonna pick up the sweater and she's gonna go up there and she's gonna be like, "How much is the sweater, please?"
Um, she will ring you up at. We're gonna go with 600 polka dollars.
Josephine's gonna grin super wide and she's gonna hand her the 600 and she's gonna be like, "Hi, thanks." And then she's like stuffs in her bag and she's like, "Time to
Um,
decorate my Pokemon."
you'll take it like have this devious grin, like excited to put a sweater on a cat, and
As one
walk away
does.
from the counter. Bri. Anything you're looking for when you're in here? Or are you just sort of like lurking around? Again, you're not feeling well.
Yeah, I don't think Bribri even went in um with the lingering headache and general nausea feel. I think he's probably sitting outside of the entrance, just kind of leaned up against the wall, waiting for them to come out.
Okay, and I think that'll be roundabout when that happens. I think you guys um will exit the shop. You'll see Bri sitting there, um, and regroup. Was there anywhere else you guys wanted to go in the mall? I think Jefferson said that he still needs Pokeballs. You can go to
Yeah, I
the
want to check out
Pokemart.
that Pokeball shop.
Okay, you want to go to the
I
Pokemart.
was just gonna check out that Pokeball shop.
All right. You'll leave the accessory shop here. Roll out to the Pokeball shop. This is going to be um a shop that you can tell has been here for quite some time. Um, there's a lot of the other ones they've had like renovations. They look pretty new, shiny tile and stuff. This one's been here for a couple of years, and for good reason. It seems like it's a staple. So the Pokeball is going to be, or the shop is going to be Vermilion Crafts, and the sign above the door is going to be this Pokeball that has um, two crashing waves coming in towards the same point towards the middle. So it sort of rolls over into itself, and this design goes around the sides. But that's going to be the logo above the door to the shop. And inside is going to be an older gentleman. He's not like elderly or anything, but he looks like he could be in his mid 50s. Got a light brown beard with lots of gray in it, streaks of gray. He's got glasses, but they're those types of glasses that hang lower down on his nose. I forget what it's called. Pince nez, I think. I'm probably butchering that, but
On Ponce, I think.
yeah.
Pretty
But
close, yeah.
one of those sets of glasses that hangs down close to the bridge of his nose, and he's looking through this magnifying glass down at the counter. He's got some tools that he's tinkering with, and two halves of a pokeball. You can see these racks have been set up on either side, several shelves, and these wooden crates that have various pokeballs in them. You can see that he sells He's got signs for each of them, so he's selling Pokeballs, he's selling net balls, nest balls, friend balls, and great balls as well. Excuse me. As well, he's got this other type of Pokeball that has the same waves that are on the logo to the front of the shop. Um, and these are you're gonna see that it's gonna be titled down beneath. It's gonna say Urban Balls.
Interesting.
Do they have
Uh,
prices listed?
All specialty balls are sold for 800 Poké Dollars. Basic balls are sold for 250. I'll say that he sells great balls as well.
And the Great Balls, are they 800 as well?
They are 400 a piece.
Okay. I want to ask him about like uh the Urban Balls.
Oh yes, a Pokeball of my own design. Um, these are more suited to catch the Pokemon that live in our cities. Over time, I'm sure you've noticed that there are some Pokemon who adapt to their environment and they become more accustomed to urban environments. So, for example, one that's very popular up in Saffron is a slowpoke that has been more accustomed to eating garbage and living in the city. There's not a lot of water around in Saffron, and because of that, it's grown a gray fur to it, and has a better digestive tract. So this urban variant, as we will call it, would be this fall would be more apt to be able to catch those.
Hmm. Okay.
are there lots of urban variants to these
Oh,
Pokemon?
sure, there's plenty.
Hmm.
You guys, actually, you didn't use your Pokedex, so never mind. I will tell you out of game, you've already encountered um one.
That's fair. There's a Slowpoke burger in here. Do you think that maybe there would have been like a picture associated?
The Slow King Burger.
Oh, a
Um,
Slowking, my
and
bad.
it would have just been a regular Slow King. It wouldn't have been an urban variant.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna buy 8 Pokeballs,
Okay. What is that? Is that 2,000?
and I'm gonna thank the man and head on. Oh, I'm gonna head towards the entrance and wait for the rest of everybody. I'm assuming Mankey's still just attached to my leg, smacking me with a squeaky leak.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. He's walking along with you. His legs are a lot smaller than yours, so he keeps every time you move your leg forward, he has to quickly skitter his legs faster to be able to keep up while he's holding on. But he is continuously just hitting you with the squeaky toy leak over and over. So just every step, there's just a.
Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jefferson. I don't want to spend what little money I have on this just yet. And I'm going to kind of wait for everyone if they want to go to the theater. If not, then I'll just tag along with Jefferson.
Crispy kind of has everything that she needs. She already has about 3 Pokeballs right now, and she hasn't really been uh, finding other Pokemon that she want to like catch or anything. So she's pretty good. She's following everybody out.
Okay. So as you guys leave, um, Kieran, you mentioned you wanted to try and go to the theater.
I sort of wanted to just check it out, and if anything catches our interest, we could watch something.
Okay.
But yeah, just kind of see what's there.
Tommy will say, "Well, if we're gonna go watch a movie, I do say that we should probably watch a family-friendly movie because my mom. Let me tell you a story." And he's gonna put his foot up on one of the benches. There's gonna be a trainer that's sitting down there. They're just gonna look over at Tommy and then scoot over away. But he's got his leg perched up on the bench, and he's gonna say, "When I was just a little boy, my grandma she wanted to show me a movie." And this movie, it was a scary movie. It had just come out, and it was a real spook fest. Lots of nightmare inducing themes that she was trying to show me because she really likes horror movies. But my mom, she said, Tommy, that movie is not rated for your age. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to wait until you see that movie. And so I've been following the moving motion picture association's rating scale for films ever since.
That is it's very interesting, Tommy. Um,
And
uh,
fair, I guess.
we don't have to watch a horror movie, I suppose. What let's just go see what movies are playing.
Head over there, and you see that the movies that are playing is one called Return to Our Time. Gonna have a picture of a cool car that is it's chrome covered, and there's a man with crazy science hair, and a young man in a fishing vest wearing a plaid shirt. Um, and there's gonna be another movie called Golf Place. There's going to be a golf cart and a couple of golf caddies on the back of it, and a man who looks shocked, while there is a some sort of groundhog Pokemon next to him with these ringed eyes, looking at the camera, shocked as well. And then the next one that's playing, you'll see one called Die Slowly, and it is
Hmm.
a man with slick back hair. He's wearing a white muscle shirt. He's got guns in both hands, and then more guns and holsters on his. They're gonna be like shoulder holsters.
Um,
Hmm.
which do any of these movies sound good to you guys? Which one would you like to see? There should
Jessica's gonna get
Well,
a
Jefferson's
little
in awe.
excited.
He's never seen anything like this before, so
there should be a horror movie that's like super bad, but like is a cult classic to some people, and it's just Killer Mimes from Outer Space. Killer Mr. Mimes from Outer Space.
I love that.
Yeah.
What was the first one? Return to the present.
Return to
return
Our
to our
Time.
time.
Our time. Okay. Okay.
Like Back to the Future.
What's the second one? Like out of character. What's the second one referencing?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And then the third one, parroting Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got all
Guys,
of them except for the golf place. I couldn't figure that one out.
Golf, please.
Jefferson is gonna kind of like he's like this is cool and all, but I think I've spent a little too much time inside. I'm not up for a movie.
Okay.
Fresh air would do me nicely. But if
I
everybody
suppose I
else
don't.
wants to, go right ahead.
I suppose I don't really need to spend any of my money right now. I only have 800 Poke to my name, so I'm I'm also going to probably sit this out. I'm not even sure how expensive the tickets are, but I just wanted to look and see what's available for maybe the future. How much are tickets on that note?
There will be 250 for a person, and 100 for Pokemon.
Okay. So I could afford it.
Uh,
But what about snacks though? That's how they get you.
That is how they get you. Yeah, the snacks are going to be much more expensive. You're going to
Oh,
see
okay.
if you were to get a snack for both you and your Pokemon, it would be just the same price as your movie ticket.
Oh, damn.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Josephine's gonna
That's
calm
700
down a
Poke
little
right
bit.
there.
Then she's gonna see that, all the Pokemon are all tuckered out, and she's gonna kind of look at, the party and everything. She's like, yeah, it's not the best idea to go see a movie right now.
That's fair.
You're still holding your nose.
Sorry. Yeah.
I want to go ahead and call El Champo back. I'm gonna go ahead and send out my Krabby, and I'm gonna walk around with Krabby for a bit whenever we leave. I'm gonna give Krabby a turn.
Krabby will be out and will immediately go back to its duties of picking up trash and putting it, whether it is in a trash can or in a recycling bin.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like picking up the mall. Um,
Uh,
so
I,
as you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I think I low key have a nickname for him already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I'm excited for that.
as you're walking out of the mall and you're heading towards um, the exit, you're gonna hear a commotion um, from nearby. You're gonna see someone that you um, took part in the Kanto Open with you. Um, he's being grabbed by this big burly man. He's got a big bushy black beard, wearing a hat on backwards. He's got a leather vest on, but no shirt underneath. Um, Denim jeans, um, boots that have spurs on them, and he's got a belt with pokeballs around it. And he's accompanied by three other men who are all laughing. And this guy, he looks angry as he's holding the person that you participated in the Kanto Open with. You see Barker Payne, the man or the young boy with dark skin. He's got the suspenders on, a button up shirt, thick rimmed glasses like Coke bottle glasses, and black floppy hair, bright green eyes, and there's that bug on his shoulder, and it's cowering, but he's being shaken by this man. Um, and he says, "You're gonna give me your damn Pokemon. I don't care what you say.
What are you doing to him?
You stay out of this."
No, I don't think that I'm gonna do that.
The
What are you asking
ma-
of this person?
the other three Pokemon, or the other three trainers, are going to step in front of the man. They're gonna cross their arms and they're gonna say, "He said stay out of it. You don't need to be getting involved with Team Blacktop if you know what's good for you."
Blacktop.
Well,
I
I
think I'm
can't.
gonna lean down to Mankey and be like, hey, buddy. I think it's time to get curious.
He's gonna look up to you. He's gonna look at the three guys and immediately start rapidly hitting his squeak toy against the ground. There's the echoes of squeaks letting out, and Barker Payne looks over. He's like, Guys, it's all right. You don't have to step in. It's all right." And then the guy, the big man, is gonna let go of Barker, push him to the ground, and push over and say, "You guys wanting to try something?"
I'll
What
try something,
business do
do
you
something.
have with that boy over there?
Team Blacktop's business is our own. Keep your nose out of it.
Well, I mean, if it's happening in broad daylight right in front of me to someone that I actually like, I'm going to go ahead and step in if it's all the same. That's one of our friends over there. We competed with him in the Kanto Open. If you don't have any business that's well intended, then I mean you can just leave.
What are you gonna do about it?
I didn't think I'd get this far. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm gonna go ahead and and kind of like almost try to have like a serious expression, but they might laugh it off as I'm going to go ahead and call forth my Pokemon to be ready just in case, and I'm going to call forth Krabby.
Krabby's gonna scuttle in front. Um, and the bikers are gonna look to each other and laugh. And the big guy in front, he's not laughing. He's got his fists clenched. He still looks angry. Um, and he's going to say, "Well, if you're friends with him, he was just giving us something we wanted. So maybe you can give it instead. Hand over your Pokemon." And that'll be where we end the session.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
All right, fair
It's
enough.
so dramatic.